Hey Bachelor Nation, welcome back to the channel. Title: Jesse Palmer's advice for hated Golden Bachelor Mel Owens. How to redeem a villain when ABC announced The Golden Bachelor. Fans expected a heartwarming twist on the long-running Bachelor franchise. With older contestants, real-life experiences, and stories of second chances, the show promised sincerity over spectacle. But it didn't take long for one contestant to stir controversy and capture the audience's ire. Mel Owens. Once a respected former professional athlete and charming grandfather figure, Mel quickly became the most polarizing man in the Bachelor mansion. Accusations of manipulation, emotional coldness, and even gaslighting soon flooded social media. By the midpoint of the season, #MelOwensIsoverparty was trending on X, and critics were demanding he be sent packing. But behind the scenes, host Jesse Palmer, a former Bachelor himself, knew exactly what Mel was going through. Palmer, who has weathered his own storm of criticism during his tenure on The Bachelor and as its host, sat down with Mel off camera and offered some brutally honest, but surprisingly compassionate, advice. Here's what Palmer shared, and why his words might be exactly what Mel needs to salvage not only his reputation, but his journey to find love. The first thing Palmer told Mel was to drop the performative persona. "I see it all the time," Jesse reportedly said. "People come into this thinking they have to be a character. You're not here to be loved by everyone watching, you're here to love someone." Palmer, who himself faced criticism for being too polished and insincere during his own Bachelor season in 2004, understands how tempting it is to control the narrative. But he warned Mel that the viewers can smell inauthenticity a mile away, especially in a format like The Golden Bachelor, where maturity and emotional honesty are valued above youthful drama. Mel Owens had stumbled badly. Viewers accused him of leading women on, then turning cold once they opened up. One emotional scene saw contestant Linda break down after Mel told her, "I'm not here to fix anyone," just days after encouraging her to share her past struggles with grief. Jesse didn't excuse the behavior, but he offered Mel a lifeline. "You messed up," Palmer admitted. "But if you can own it, sincerely and publicly, people will forgive you. America loves growth more than perfection. Just don't fake the apology. That's worse than silence." Jesse referenced infamous Bachelor villains of the past, contestants who were hated during their seasons, but later returned on Bachelor in Paradise or Dancing with the Stars and charmed the public with humility and humor. "Let them see the real Mel," Jesse said. "Not the ex-NFL guy. Not the tough love persona. Just Mel, a man who's scared to get hurt again." In a show built on connection, viewers connect most with those who are vulnerable. Palmer told Mel that his tough exterior was understandable but damaging. "You had your heart broken, maybe more than once. So have these women. You're all here looking for a last great love. Why are you afraid to show that?" This struck a chord with Mel, who admitted on camera that he hadn't cried in 20 years, until one night in the Bachelor mansion. Jesse urged him to share that moment with the audience. "Let them see the tear. Not because it's TV gold, but because it's human. You're not a villain for protecting yourself. You're a villain if you pretend you don't feel anything." One of the biggest problems Jesse identified in Mel's approach was his tendency to treat the show like a competition he had to win, rather than an opportunity to build something real. This isn't about making the final rose. It's about making a connection that lasts outside this house. Stop strategizing. Start listening. Jesse told a story from his own Bachelor season where he pursued a contestant he thought was perfect on paper, only to realize he'd overlooked the woman he truly connected with. Mel, who had become known for ranking the women during confessionals, needed to reframe his mindset. These aren't trophies, they're people, and they're choosing you too. Don't just ask if they're right for you, ask if you're right for them. Palmer's last piece of advice was perhaps the simplest, and the hardest. You've hurt people here. Don't wait for the women tell-all to perform your apology. Find the ones you've wronged. Speak from the heart, not from a script. In a show where apologies are often rehearsed and reputation-focused, Jesse urged Mel to make it personal. Not every moment needs to be broadcasted. Healing, he said, can happen in quiet corners of the mansion, away from the cameras. If they forgive you in private, they'll defend you in public. And trust me, Those are the voices that matter. The episode following Jess's conversation with Mel showed a noticeably different man. He was quieter, more introspective. He pulled Linda aside and apologized for dismissing her pain. He spoke candidly about losing his wife and how it made him emotionally guarded. And, in a raw on-camera confessional, he said, "I came in thinking I knew how to handle love. Turns out, I didn't know a damn thing." The internet, of course, remains divided. Some say Mel's change of heart is too little, too late. Others are willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, crediting Jesse Palmer's mentorship as the wake-up call he desperately needed. Whether Mel Owens ultimately finds love or not, his arc on The Golden Bachelor has become something far more interesting than a simple romance. It's become a case study in how older generations still wrestle with emotional vulnerability, and how redemption is possible at any age. And if Jesse Palmer's advice proves true, Mel may go down not as the most hated Bachelor contestant, but as the one who grew the most.